Yeah, we had a cutoff, y'all. We had a cutoff, y'all. I don't know who was responsible for it. I don't know who was responsible for it, but we'll get back on some part two. Hey, look, y'all gonna have to help me out. Y'all gonna have to help me out because they just cut off. So we'll make this part two. We'll make this part two. But y'all gonna have to help me out. Once we get a few more people on, then I'll tell you. Then I'll ask y'all. Uh, then I'll tell y'all what I need y'all to help me out with. Do other people's lives get cut off as much as mine? Yeah. OG Critic, Osita, salute to all of y'all. Osita say he got his CD yesterday. I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get up in here before I ask my question. Make sure that some of the people that were on there are back. If they come back, I can ask this question effectively. Appreciate the love, man. Y'all spread the word for the new album. Y'all make sure y'all go tell everybody. You can tell a phone or tell a friend. The man called Super Rhymes is back again. Shout out to the OG Jimmy Spicer, aka Super Rhymes. Appreciate the love, Astro Hippie. Clayton say got mine today. I'm glad they rolling in. They gonna be rolling in, y'all. Everybody that ordered the CD, they'll be coming, man. What was the last thing y'all heard me say before I got cut off? For those who were on when I got cut off, what was the last thing I said? All right, Brandon. What was the last thing I said? Appreciate that, Marcus. Appreciate the love, man. OG Critic, you got the website? You can go order the book right now. The website is like really long now, y'all. It was longer than it used to be. I was speaking on the book. I didn't get to that. Okay, now wonder. Okay. All right. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is all right. So I did a whole lot of talking before I got cut off. I mean, after I got cut off. And I didn't know I was cut off. All right. Yeah. I was talking about Behind These Bars. I just put the website up. Behind These Bars is the book that represents the my thought process and the song structures and concepts and topics and all that. You want that book? Go to SouthParkCoalitionSite.net. But what happened was I saw my homie come into the chat, OG himself. Y'all may have saw the name Roman Jones come into the chat. But for the South Park Coalition fans from way back, y'all don't know Roman Jones. That's my homie Greek. That's what I was saying before it got cut off. See? He came in the chat. So I had to go get his album. I went and got his album and I pulled it out. This is the homie Greek, South Park Coalition. He's in retirement now. But I was teasing him. I hope he come back. Let me know if you back in here, Greek. Because when I say this, I want to make sure you in here. Yeah, I'm gonna make a retro version of Hearing Double. If y'all haven't heard Hearing Double, go check it out. Everybody say Cannabis got a song similar to that. They sent me to it. I didn't hear the similarities. Paul Malanga, what's going on, man? See if Greek come back, man. If he don't come back, I still got to get him. What I was telling him when he was in here, I just noticed on this album came out in 1993. If y'all think I'm joking, look. Can y'all see that 1993 on there? Y'all can't see it. It's a little blurry. Trust me, it's 1993. This album is 30 years old. Original print. Only copy I got. Okay. But what I was saying for my homie, I just noticed this might be the only album that I can remember that the front cover and the back cover is the same. He got the same picture on the front. He got the same picture on the front is on the back. So I was going to tease him and like, why didn't you just use this one for the back? But that's when I got cut off. Okay. See, look, Mike didn't know I had a book. Okay, we'll do a commercial break, but not the YouTube kind. This is the book. You want to know anything about my writing process, man, and any songs that I take pride in or why I wrote them and the breakdowns, this the book you need right here behind these bars. And I just put the website up. Now, if you want to go into my life story and all that good stuff, you need this book, Life Lessons and Lyrics. See, same guy. Let me see if I can hit that same smile. I don't think that's the same. But yeah, get both these books from the website southparkcoalitionsite.net. Yay. 7 to Don Boss. It is a beautiful feeling, man. This is open topic. All right. You was 5 when that CD came out? Kyle, whoo, you're still young, bro. You're still young, man. Still young. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes my lives will cut off out of left field, but sometimes most of the times they cut off when I'm really talking about something serious. Didn't happen that time, but y'all know, y'all bear witness. Sometimes when I'm really going in, and magically it'll just go off. But I can't say that was the case this time. See, that's what I'm saying, man. We've been doing this a long time, bro. We've been doing this. We've been doing this, man. We've been in the game almost since it was a game. Yeah. We was in the game when the game needed a diaper change. Put this stuff back. Steve Rio is in the building, man. Counted up in the house. My homie Steve. Is that Lerf 8? Make a song with Tragedy Gaddafi. Let's do it. Cambada and K collab. Coming. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Mr. Urban World says, life is what you make it. So any opportunity, be sure to take it. You're a poet and didn't even know it. Mike is in Edmonton. All right. Still waiting on that DJ Premier, K-Rino, and Immortal Technique. The Immortal Technique when it's done. Yeah. Yay. Adam Anarchy says, throughout my life, most computer digital tech I have used other than calculators and my brother's Mac computer tend to glitch, lag, and otherwise. But yeah, it could be. I could be on some conspiracy theorist stuff. May not always be the powers that be, but you can't put it past them. Yeah. Shout out to Immortal Technique, man. One of the greatest to ever do it. In and out the booth. Johnny Ray Maceda says, I remember getting SPC album from a store called Collins Music down here in Port Lavaca. Really? Collins Music. Was it a record shop or like a one-stop? Because I don't remember Collins. But it's all good. Hey man, how many of y'all look? I just want to just do a little poll real quick. I want y'all to answer this question. How many of y'all miss record shops? Do y'all? How many of y'all actually miss the record store? Miss being able to go into the record store? Y'all might not be that old. I don't know. There's a few older people in here. I miss record shops, man. I ain't gonna lie. The digital is cool. Steve said, I met you in the record store. Yeah, and I mean, look, even here in Houston, anytime I see a record store, I'll be like, wow. I'll be inside like, wow. Because you just don't see them no more. So when I was in Toronto and we was in that record shop, it was a literal record shop, vinyl and CDs. It was the real deal. You just don't see that. Lester said Music Mania. That was in Austin. Now, shout out to Piranha Records in Round Rock, Texas, because they still popping. I don't know what they doing, but they have figured out a way to still thrive in a climate where just physical copies are not just popping like that no more. And that goes to show how you have to really have a business mind. You have to really know how to diversify in terms of your product, because if you have all your eggs in one particular basket and that particular style of egg is no longer as popular, you got to have other things that you can move, other forms of merchandise that can keep you afloat. So Piranha Records, that was a shop in Dallas I went to. I forgot the name of that shop. When I was in Dallas, they had a poster of my first solo album, Stories from the Black Book. They had it in pristine condition, and they was charging like $75 for it. I should have bought it. Why didn't I buy it? You know why I didn't buy it? Because in my mind, I'm like, why wouldn't I buy that? But the reason why I didn't, oh man, I should have bought it. The reason why I didn't buy it is because I had flown to Dallas and I didn't want to have any problems bringing the poster back, even though they may have given me a tube or something like that. But I wouldn't have trusted it if I'd have had to send it through baggage claim. And then sometimes they won't let you do a carry-on. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Steve, and I don't want it to get broke, crumbled all up because it was in really good condition. When I left Canada the first time, I was just in Canada last month. I went back. But when I left the first time, my homie Tragic, who brought me out there, he gave me a poster of that was made for the meet and greet that we did in Canada. It's a big poster. It wasn't even like it wasn't an 11 by 17, or it was like a 18 by 24 or larger. And he gave me the poster and he put it in the thing, and I tried to roll it. And when I brought it on the plane, I tried to keep it like with me because I know, because it was actual like cardboard. So it's easy to, and the lady was like, well, you got to put that in the overhead compartment. You can't have that right there. So when they made me put it in the overhead compartment, what y'all think happened by the time I landed? By the time I landed, take a wild guess of what was going on with that poster. See? What happened was it got bent up a little bit, and that's what I didn't want. Now I was able to salvage it, but it got bent up. And I didn't want to try that again with that poster. I may try to order it and see if they can mail it, and maybe it'll have an easier transport, you know, because they wouldn't fly it from Dallas. It would be ground delivery. Piranha used to sell real screw. That's what's up. Piranha prices are high. Really? Well, you know, to be honest with you, it's like, man, in this day and age, everything is high. You know, things ain't. How much is it? Remember, everybody's going crazy over how much a carton of eggs costs, a gallon of milk, bread. Everything is high these days, you know. So it's like, if you want it, you got to pay for it, man. You know. But to be honest with you, I don't mind paying for what I want. Even if it costs a little bit more. That applies to a restaurant. That applies to if there's an item that I want. If I want it, if I really want it, I don't care how much it costs, you know, unless it's something out my range, I can't afford it. But for the most part, if it's something that in my mind should cost $40, I'm willing to pay 40 for that. But the price tag says $89. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna spend the 89 because I want it. It's worth it to me. Yeah, the record shop was the coolest thing, man. I miss the record shops, bro. I miss the listening station. All these different things, man. A lot of people, original copies of records worth a lot on places like Discogs where the overseas fans trade. Yeah, if something is rare, see, like y'all, like I say, like this Greek album, y'all, this is rare now. You can't just get this. This copy I have, I've been had this copy for years. This is the only copy I got. I don't have 10 or 12 of these. I don't even know how many Greek. I'm gonna ask him. Does he have any copies of this, like sitting around, or because I can imagine if this circulated or if the word got out, this album might be worth some money because of its rarity, you know. So, DNA, what you say, man? DNA says, yep, nothing like searching for the hard copy in a store, getting your hands on it, and not knowing what's on the album. See, you go way back then. See, when you say not knowing what's on the album, you're going back to the before the listening station. But that was the kind of confidence that we had in our favorite artists back in those days. I don't know what to expect nowadays, but I mean, back in those days, if somebody was your favorite artist, all you had to do was just see the album. You see the album, you're gonna look at it, you're gonna go, ooh, you're gonna turn it over, you're gonna see the track list, and all you're gonna see is the names of the songs. Tell me I'm lying. We used to look at the names of the song and go, ooh, I know that's gonna be hard. Because there wasn't no listening stations like it came to be later on. And most of the time with the right artist, we was never wrong. You're like, yep, every blue moon you get home and be disappointed. But when the listening station came out, that made it a lot easier for other artists that you might like. You might be interested in buying an album, but they might not be on the top of your favorite list. So I got to listen to this one first. My favorite artist, I still don't have to, even when the listening station came out, like, I ain't got to listen. I'm taking it straight. I'm buying this now. You didn't even want to listen to it because you didn't want to like spoil it. You wanted to be see, when I got a new album, that's to me like that was one of the missing elements in today's art for me. When I got a new album from one of my favorite artists, part of the excitement was for me to bring that album home, go in my room, close the door. I don't want to listen to the album with nobody. Now, some of us, we had groups of homies that you get together and y'all listen to the album. Back in the days, you'd play it. But I was different. When I got the album, I'm isolating. I'm coming. I'm popping it in by myself. I don't want to, because I don't want to be distracted. I want to listen to it by myself. That excitement. My mom was listening to a Michael McDonald album back in the day. So I showed her Regulators by one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She didn't know about sampling. Yeah. Michael McDonald. That song was sampled from a song called I Keep Forgetting. Michael McDonald was in a group called the Doobie Brothers. And they had that song that Warren G sampled the Regulators beat from. Just shows how creative. Fear of a Black Planet. Yeah, Clay. Fear of a Black Planet. Public Enemy's first album. I remember where I was when I heard that album. I was riding with one of the homies. He was playing the whole album. I had never heard of Public Enemy at that time. But the album before Fear of a Black Planet was It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. I had only heard one song off that album. I heard Rebel Without a Pause, but same thing. I listened to that album by myself. It's like, man. Marcus said reading them track listings a million times. Yeah, because we want to know who made the beat. I want to know who the engineer was. I want to know everything. Who was the janitor at the studio that day? I need that to be on the back of the CD. What did the rapper have for lunch the day he recorded this song? I need that to be on the back of the CD. What's your favorite hip hop beat of all time? Beat? Hard to pick one. Hard to pick one, man. Can I pick 5 or 3? You gonna hold me to the 174? You gonna hold me to the 1? Or can I pick 5? I'm gonna wait for your answer. I don't want to be disrespectful to your question. You might just say, nah, I'll pick 1. Okay, I thank you. Rebel Without a Pause is one that comes to my mind. Something Dr. Dre made. I know one of them Dr. Dre beats is in my top 5. I remember when I first heard on the Chronic the song with RBX with the what did it say? 7 execution style murders. High powered. Whoo, thank you, man. Thank you, O1Q. High powered. That's one of them. Some beats may not be beats that y'all would even think that I would put in my top 5. One of my favorite beats was on Boogie Down Productions' first album, Criminal Minded. A word from my sponsor. Let me see. Gotta throw a dope E beat in there. Rough Brothers from South Park. Oh, you know what? The beat Nip used for Psycho on his first album. I forgot who did that beat. It was a sample. But on the first Gangsta Nip album, the song Psycho, that beat was sick. Beto did that beat. Beto probably did do that beat. That was sick. How many is that? 4? And sample of Commodore. Woo, come on, 01, you own it. I got you, Miss Lady Sample. Got you right now. And it's somebody I'm forgetting, man. It's some beats I'm forgetting, man. You know what I jammed the other night? I jammed the instrumental, even though this is sample too. I jammed the instrumental to Gangsta Gangsta by NWA, Ice Cube. I jammed that instrumental the other night. Oh, hold that thought, Marcus. And I jammed the instrumental to Mama Said Knock You Out, and I started freestyling to it. I say, man, I'm gonna start spitting on these beats and just putting them online. But hold on, Marcus. You said Ice-T Drama. This is another one of my favorite beats. I'm glad you said that because I couldn't think. So this is gonna be my 5th one. Ice-T had a song called Pulse of the Rhyme. Ice-T got a song called Pulse of the Rhyme. Pulse of the Rhyme. Man, I love that beat to this day. So we got High Powered off the Chronic. You got Pulse of the Rhyme. All right. You got, what I say, Gangsta Nip, Psycho. Psycho by Gangsta Nip. I said Rebel Without a Pause by Public Enemy. Because I don't want to forget. I just see Murder One coming right when I'm talking about Public Enemy. So that's 4. What's the other one I said? Oh, I said Word from my sponsor by KRS-One. So those are my top 5 beats, even though I know I'm forgetting. It's some beats I'm forgetting. Oh, you know what else? I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard, that Natural Born Killer was hard with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre when that first came. And see, I was just about to say, when I first heard the California Love beat by Tupac, that even before I even knew what the song, when the beat came on, I was like, ooh, that's when Dr. Dre just everything he was dropping was just. So even though I put that as my 5, it's a lot of beats, man. Just the beat. It'll be hard. Man, it'll be hard. Songs that's so hard, beats are so hard, people ain't got to rap on it. But then the rap come in and just take it to a whole other level. I like that. Yeah, I like that one better than one with just the bass. I ain't gonna lie. I know which one you talking about. Now I like the. I love that. I love that. Above the Law did have some hard beats. Brandon says, have you ever met SPM? He's from your area. Yeah, a million times. Yeah, you're right. He's from my area. No SPM, been knowing him for years. Yeah, worked with him several times. I've spoken to him a few times since he's been locked up. There's some beats I'm forgetting, man. Believe you me. You know one of my favorite beats? I get maybe the rap, man. Mind of a Lunatic by the Ghetto Boys. I love that beat. Oh, how could I forget? I gotta add this. This is in my top 5 beats of all time. I don't know what I'm gonna take out. When I first heard this beat, I couldn't believe it. The bass line was just. When I first heard Freaky Tales by Too Short, the beat, it's one of the hardest beats ever, man. That bass line, that's one of the hardest, sickest bass lines ever. Easy. It's hard, man. Man. Point of No Return by the Ghetto Boy. I like Point of No Return. I like that beat, but there was some other beats on that album. That was on the Resurrection album, right? Was Point of No Return on the Resurrection album? They had some other beats on that album that I really liked. Oh, you know, on the Ghetto Boys, they had a song called "The Blind Leading the Blind." Love that beat. Love that beat. Okay, Murder One going into the classics. When Together Forever came out by Run DMC, this was when we first started hearing like 808. Together Forever by Run DMC, that was like one of the pioneer 808 beats. But some of y'all might be too young to remember. It was a group called Stetsasonic that had a song called On Fire. And that was one of the hardest beats. On fire, on fire, on fire. Tita Rock had a song called Lyrical King. That was one of the hardest beats. It's hard to pick, man. It's hard. It's almost impossible to pick the greatest beat of all time. We're gonna do that on the Underground Dialogue podcast. We do rappers and we do those. We're gonna pick the greatest beats of all time. Bubba C says so many great producers. Ava, where can I get COD physical CD and vinyl. We never printed up CDs when we did COD. We did cassettes and we did vinyl. So the best answer I could give you, you would probably have to go online. And if you go online, it's probably gonna cost you. Because my homie Tragic, who I just did the projects with in Canada, the first project we did in Canada dropping next month. But he got a copy, he got original COD vinyl that he got offline. So I'll ask him where he ordered that from and what it hit him for. But I know that because of how rare that album is, a lot of them albums, it might cost, but you might get lucky though. You might get lucky. But I don't have one. I had a vinyl of COD a couple of years, but I don't know what happened to it. I just had it. I don't know what I did with it. UGK had some hard beats. Pimp C was making some hard beats, man. 3-6 Mafia had some hard beats. Yeah, Instinct. Yeah, I've heard some Jay Dilla before. Jay Dilla is a legendary producer who made classic beats. Jay Dilla is considered by a lot of people as the greatest producer. Appreciate the love, Cosmo 1000. Anytime somebody come in and want to pray for you, man, we accept that. Oh man, Murder One say The Pros by Queen Latifah and Daddy-O. That was a hard beat. These are the pros. Daddy-O. Ron C from Dallas. Come on, man. Mobb Deep Shook Ones. That's classic right there. Yeah, that's a classic beat. Yeah, that's a classic beat. You know what else beat I used to like? That Method Man, Bring the Pain. That Bring the Pain was hard. That's a hard beat. That's one of the hardest beats ever. Just like Shook One's one of the hardest beats ever. Abel says, on your Houston Is video, you're holding a COD with Dal Scott. That was Dal Scott's. No, that belonged to the record store. See, we was in the flea market in H-Town, and shout out to my homie Jalil in his record shop. He got all those classic albums. He got Street Military, Ghetto Boys. He got COD out. He got all those classic albums. So we shot that scene with Dal Scott in the record shop, and I just took the COD off the shelf and just held it up. And Dal Scott was holding up one of his classic mixtapes that he used to do back in the days. So when I said 14 and a half mixtape by Dal Scott, he was holding up one of his mixes. You know, you got to be from the H to understand what that means. That was big. So if you saw the video, you might be like, what is that? Who is that guy? You know, that's one of the legendary DJs before Screw. Before Houston had Screw, we had Dal Scott. And he's still around, still doing his thing. I've been trying to get him to come on my podcast for the longest. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna nail him down at some point. The next episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast, we interviewed Mike Frost. If y'all don't know who Mike Frost is, if you don't know who Mike Frost is, you're gonna know his work, because he did some of the most classic, legendary album covers that ever come out of Houston. All of the album covers that any fans of Houston rap that y'all just familiar with, y'all see these covers, these are classic in y'all mind. Mike Frost did a lot of those covers. Did you ever do a song with the Ghetto Boys? I never did a song with the Ghetto Boys. Let me say that. But I've done a song with the Ghetto Boys. Meaning that I've done songs with members of the Ghetto Boys. I've done songs Willie D, Face, individually. Um, did a little low key writing for Bushwick, but don't nobody know that. Never did a song with Bushwick. Didn't do a song with Bushwick. But yeah, you know, they came out of the H. I pretty much have worked with everybody that's come out of the H from that generation. A lot of the newer artists, I can't say I've worked with any of the newer artists. I ride. Yeah. See, certain beats is just like classics when they come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let you know, yeah, that's like all-time beats soon as it come on. Gin and Juice. Boom, boom, boom. That's Snoop. That's classic stuff, man. That's classic stuff, man. Dear Mama, come on. South Bronx by Boogie Down Productions. That's classic stuff, man. The Symphony. When the Symphony come on. Who is Snake? Murder One, the producer? Snake, right? You talking about the producer, Snake, right? From Dallas. Yeah, man. Some hard beats, man. Y'all done opened up a can of worms. We done went down the rabbit hole, man. We going down the rabbit hole. Chicken Head by Project Pat. Boom, boom, chicken. Nemesis was from Dallas. The Nemesis had them beats. What's the name of that song they had? What's the name of that song Nemesis had? Nothing But a Gangster Party with Snoop and Tupac. Hard beat. That's a good one, Lady Sample. Chicken Head. Munches for your base. That's it, Zachariah. That's right. Yeah, man. It's too many beats, man. It's too many beats, bro. We got to do that show. We got to do that show. Do I know who New Breed Global Truth is? Hallie, who is New Breed Global Truth? Appetite for Destruction. Was that NWA? Clayton? Ron C did that Trendsetter, right? Appetite for Destruction, that's NWA, right? Too many beats, man. Yeah. It's hard to narrow it down. Hard to pick. We're going to do top 100. It's hard to narrow it down, man. Yeah, Appetite for Destruction. I remember that being NWA. I never heard Meek Mill's Dreams at Night. I never heard that before. That's a dope beat. Tonight by Too Short and Lil Kim. That's the one where they was rapping nasty to each other. I don't remember that beat. Rodney and Joe Cooley had Everlasting Bass. That's a classic beat. Yeah, Rodney Everlasting Bass. Yeah, man. Made Men by the Locks. What's that beat? That other song they had. That Money, Power, Respect. Hey, Lerf 8, yeah, don't sleep on Planet Rock. Can't sleep on none of them popping and ticking beats either now. So yeah, you right. What's that? Money, power, respect. Was that it? Was that the name? Was that beat? Yeah, man. Slab Beats SUCSPC 23 is one. Money, power, respect. I'm gonna start doing the freestyle spits off some of these classic beats, y'all. Just so y'all can hear your big brother. Yeah, I'm gonna forget some. I already know. But if I bring Murder up there, if I bring Keisto in, then they'll remember a lot of stuff that I ain't gonna remember. Put your lighters up. That little Kim, that little reggae song she did, that put your lighters up, that was hard. That was hard. Man. Yeah, that was hard, man. Been too many beats, man. Too many dope beats. We'll be here all month trying to figure that out. Man, that riding on foes, yeah, man. That first part eight was hard, but yeah, but that riding on foes. See, when that's like an anthem. When them anthem beats come out, that's when you know. See, and they made that beat. They really patterned that beat off a rock box by Run DMC. If you really listen to Riding on Foes, it's a slower tempo, but if you and they got that, then listen to Rock Box by Run DMC, which is another hard beat. They just took that Rock Box and busted it down into a down south version. That's their Riding on Foes, I'm telling you. Mo City Don from Zero. Classic. But I guess from my era, I was familiar with that beat because Rakim used that beat on Paid in Full. Rakim was the first person I heard to use pretty much that same beat. So I didn't see that beat the same because I was already familiar with Rakim, but Ro just flipped it and then just did his thing, just turned it into a Zero song and just made it his own like that. The June 27 beat. That see, you get into some H-Town stuff, man. Cause that hardest pit in the little by Pokey beat that Jaime did, that's one of the hardest beats. The hardest pit. Go listen to that hardest pit in the little by Big Pokey. And it's a sample. It's a sample. I mean, Biggie used it, a few other people use it. Man. I'm trying to tell you. It's too many. Hold on, Clayton. I get a vote. Cut Juggler. Yeah, man. Love it. LW say back that ass up by Juvie. I guess you got to put it in there. Big Mellow live in 3D. Big Mellow Symptoms of a Crook. Symptoms of a Crook by Big Mellow. And the first song on that Bonehard album, his first album on Rap A Lot, the first song that come on, that beat. I don't remember the name of it. Lackville 79 by Devin. Devin got another one. I gotta remember. He got so many of them too. Artificial Existence. Hey, that's what's up. I gotta go back and listen to that. I don't even remember how that beat sound, Jason. Hustle Man said mellow flossing. My posse's on Broadway. I remember when my posse on Broadway came out, everybody was going crazy. So yeah, that beat. What is Backbone Slide? What is that? That's a dance song. Abel Perez says, whoever produced Verbal Execution on your Danger Zone album did a major job. I appreciate that, man, because I produced that. That was me, so I'll take that. Blind Rob is a great producer. Yep. No arguments, Derek. No arguments. Just too many, man. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, did Jaime do that beat? He did his own beat on that H-Town So Real, huh? Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hustle Man, who is your dad? Top Billing, yeah. Classic beat. Classic beat by Audio 2. Oh, man. Sucker MCs. Okay. Oh, yeah. Gary. Okay. G Walker. G Money. My brother. So you coming here all incognito, man. That's my dude. I call him G Money. Okay. So let your backbone slide. That's a Canadian class. Okay. All right. I ain't up on that one. OG Critic, which other beats did you make for your song? In the early days, I produced pretty much all of my songs. My first album, Stories from the Black Book, I produced that whole album. I produced the whole album of Danger Zone. On No Mercy, I produced a few songs on that, but I had other people doing. My first two albums, I did all the production. I did some of the production on my third album, the self-titled one. I did some of the production on that. I did some of the production on No Mercy, this album that's directly above my head right here. And the SPC stuff, like Personal Vendetta albums, of Packing Heat, some of the compilation stuff. I was producing a lot of stuff on that. Produced a lot of stuff for Murder One. Produced a lot of stuff for AC Chill. That song on Gangsta Nip's album, that FU, I ain't gonna say the cuss word. That FU song on Gangsta Nip's second album with me, Nip, Blank, and Dopey. I produced that beat. I got a little production resume. I got a little production resume under my belt, man. Yeah, got a little something, something, something. But I stopped producing probably in the mid 2000s. Yeah, about the mid 2000s. When they came out with the computer programs and the Fruity Loops and all that. That's when I got out the game. I was like, I don't even feel like learning all that, because I like to sit at the keyboard and just make a beat. So yeah, that's what that was. But yeah, I got some production credits now. I got some production credits. I'm glad you brought that out. I'm glad you brought that out. Diamonds and Wood. Oh yeah, the UGK. Yeah, yeah. Pocket Full of Stones. That was a hard beat. Anything y'all hear on my first two albums, that was all me. But Dope E taught me how to produce though. I didn't know how to like make beats and all that stuff. Dope E showed me how to do all that. Codeine. What's up, Cody? Codeine say whoever produced the Knight Rider theme song. That was a hard beat. Slow that Knight Rider down. Slow that Knight Rider down and put some drums up under it. I could hear it. Surprised nobody did it. Did somebody do that? LW say Andre 3000 flute album is great. People hating because they just want him to rap. See, Murder One, you should have listened to Dopey years ago when he wanted you to use that flute. Dopey told you years ago, Murder, to use that flute. Now Andre got the whole flute album. See, that could have been you. You could have been the first one to monopolize the flute game. Oh, Timberland did the Knight Rider beat? Okay, cool. I knew somebody had to do that, man. Somebody had to do that. Murder One and Dopey had a long, drawn out debate about a flute instrument that Dope wanted to put this flute in one of Murder's song, and Murder didn't want the flute. So they went back and forth about the flute. See? Dope was ahead of his time, man. You should have let it. So if I come out with an album playing the xylophone, are y'all gonna buy it? I ain't doing no rapping. I'm just playing the xylophone. I'm just y'all gonna buy my xylophone album? You should let Dope use that flute, man. You could have been out. You could have took over the flute game 20 years ago, dog. Y'all gonna buy my xylophone album? No, I'm playing the kazoo. Hey, look, man. If Andre 3000 fans, if they stayed loyal to him when he made the flute album, y'all mean to tell me after all of the music, all these years, man, I'm giving y'all almost 60 albums consistently putting music out all the time, man. Sometimes 2 and 3 albums a year. I gave y'all 7 at one time, 4 at one time, 3 at one time. I can't drop one album where I'm playing the kazoo for the whole album. The harp, I can't play the harp for a whole album. Y'all gonna turn on me? Come on, man. Y'all gonna turn on me? I might want to express my creativeness in another way. I might want to show you my passion and my love for the bongos. So I'm gonna make a whole album. You're not gonna hear my voice not one time. Y'all gonna turn on your boy? Come on, man. Grim had the guitar. Those dope house beats are timeless. Exactly. You know, I'm still doing my thing, but Yahshua's King said the Home Depot bucket. Yeah. If I get a Home Depot bucket, y'all ain't gonna buy it. It's just one album. I ain't saying I'm gonna make my whole career into the xylophone. It's just one album. I'm gonna come right back to doing what I normally do. Y'all can't give me a pass on one blast. Dollar. Say, Dollar Bill, you do R&B, right? You mess with R&B? I got somebody that might be interested in getting some R&B. Well, not an R&B. It's a certain song they want to remake. I'll holler at you about it. It's an R&B song, but they want to make it. They want to redo it. Okay, I'm gonna holler at you about that. I'm gonna holler at you about that, man. So if I make a whole album, and I'm with a tambourine, y'all ain't gonna mess with me if I make a whole tambourine. Dollar Bill make me some tambourine beats. Y'all ain't gonna support me. Half of y'all don't buy my regular album, so yeah, y'all probably right. South Park Coalition Site.net. Brand new album, Audio Optics. Y'all probably right. Y'all don't support my regular stuff. What I'm saying, man, one album. I'll play some bongos. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take piano lessons. I'm gonna learn how to play the piano. I've been having that on my mind for a long time. I'm gonna learn how to play the piano, and I'm gonna do a piano album. I'll do that for real. Abel says, "Can you speak on EA Sports song and what it was meant for?" Yeah, the shout out to Codeine on here right now who did the video. He put that visual together for that EA song that I did. Y'all see Dean TV, that's my homie who put that together. I'm gonna do some no word spoken word. I'm gonna do silent spoken word. The first person in history to do silent spoken word. Y'all just gotta take my word for it. Or take my non-word for it. But yeah, when we did the EA thing, that was because my homie Sean, who worked at NFL Films at the time, and he used to do what was called the motion caption for EA Sports, and what that was you know when they make the movements for the players on a video game, they use real guys. They put them in these little suits and they simulate them running, catching passes, jumping. You know, he used to do that type of stuff, and so he knew people there. And he was like, "Man, you ought to do a song for him. Let's see if we can get it in and see if they'll use it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So that's what made me make the song. And then I hollered at my homie Dean TV, Codeine, and he put together the visual, and we submitted it to EA Sports, but they turned it down. So now it's just floating in the universe. It's just floating out there because they didn't want to use it. I appreciate the love. Wizard Work is your favorite. Shout out to see. Look, you say Wizard Work is your favorite, and Dollar Bill, his comment is right up under yours. Martial arts. That's who produced that beat. Yeah. Trying to tell you. Say your wife wants the coloring book. You got to go on the site. Put the site on there, dollar, so she can get that coloring book. Yeah. Salute to you, Yahshua is King. Appreciate that love. Hey, look, that's what I want y'all to do too, man. How many of y'all? Well, I know not many of y'all, because a lot of y'all ain't even in Houston, but history got made last week when I was interviewed on 97.9 The Box in Houston, and the interview aired on 97.9 last week. Was it last week or week before last? Whenever it was. But the interview already aired, but the visual of the interview is on YouTube. So I'm trying to think where it is. I want y'all to go watch it, man, and run the numbers up. Man. I'm trying to find it real quick. 97.9 The Box. Hold on. Yeah. Just go to 979 The Box on YouTube and type in my name with it. It should come up. You should see the interview. Y'all go watch the interview. It ain't but 30 minutes long. Y'all go check it out. It wasn't by J Mac. No, man. By my homegirl Jessica Jeans. Shout out to Jessica and my homie Infamous Tex for bringing me on the show. Yeah. They got new people in there now, mostly. Yeah. Right. And be sure to subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. What did I just do? Oh. And go order the comic book. We got any comic books left, Dollar Bill, or the new one? We didn't have but 7 left last time I talked to Dollar Bill. But I just put there's 7 left, man. Y'all go get them 7, man. Look, hold on. Watch your head. Watch your head is what I said. It's only 7 of these left, man. Same comic book, different cover. It's only 7 of these left. So go and get it. Go get it, like right now. You see where it said Marshall Arts Productions .space, what I just put in there? That's where you go in there and get it. Once they gone, they're gone. Once these gone, they're gone, man. Yep. Want me to call out 2 numbers between 1 and 43? All right, we're gonna go with 7, and we're gonna go with 19. We're gonna go with 7 and 19. Y'all better move fast. Act now. Yeah, you can use those views as publishing leverage. Yeah, straight up. I can. Asian black man in the building. Demetrius Russo is in the building. Chicago. No, you know YouTube been taking my subscribers. Straight up. Y'all didn't notice that? Y'all may not have noticed it. Every so often, YouTube just purges my subscribers. They did it a few months back. They took about 10,000 subscribers. I don't know how. I don't even know the science behind it. They took a lot of my subscribers, and I was right at 70,000, and they just did it again. So now I'm back at like 59,000 subscribers. They just took a lot of, they wiped out a lot of my subs on YouTube. So I don't know what the science behind that is, but I would say in the last 6, 7, 8 months or so, they took like 15, 20,000 subscribers off my channel. I don't know why. Like I say, right now I'm at 50,000 subscribers. I was coming up close to 70, and then they do it every few months. They just wipe out a bunch of my subscribers. Yeah. Hey man, yeah, y'all ain't subscribed to Murder One? That's him right there. That's his SPC Murder One. That's his YouTube channel. Y'all need to go subscribe to Murder One's channel. He been putting consistent content up. Go subscribe to his channel. Everybody that subscribed to me should be subscribed to him. Plain and simple. But yeah, they jacked me, man. They took away a lot of my subs, bro. Took them away. How you gonna unsubscribe? People should decide if they unsubscribe. So the statement was, because I looked into it the first time, and it said that if you have a bunch of what they say, I guess fake accounts, and I said it ain't that many. So you trying to tell me it's 20,000 fake accounts? I don't believe that. But hey, man, none of this stuff belongs to us, so you can't get mad. You can't cry about it. Like my homeboy Lord Sage said, I ain't gonna be effed up about it. Soundwave says, I seen it was 61, then it went down to 59. It was higher than 61, wasn't it? I don't know why. I thought I was close to 70. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Yeah. Hey, Codeine, don't be telling Murder One that he's one of the best people ever. You don't be gassing him up like that, man. He gonna start to believe that. If you say it enough times, he gonna start thinking that it's true. Well, I did get in trouble on here about 2 weeks ago. It happened right after that too. So maybe I didn't. Maybe they didn't take them. Maybe people got offended by the truth and just unsubscribed. Who knows? Yeah. Appreciate that, Brandon. State Tiger, you ever thought of running for mayor? No. I'm not into politics like that. Politics too dirty, man. I'm not qualified or interested in any of that. Yeah. That's not my cup of tea. I'll be the first mayor to get voted into office and just quit 2 weeks later. In a surprising move, the newly elected mayor of Houston, K-Rino, just resigned from office after 2 weeks. Like, what happened? Like, man, I just got bored, man. I ain't want to do it no more. But you did all that campaigning and running, and then all of a sudden you get in it. Yeah, I ain't want to do it no more. What about all the things you said you was? I don't want to do it. Y'all ain't gonna let me do it. Y'all ain't gonna let me do right. Thiedemann says, run for mayor and clean house. Shh, I can't clean it up. That's the thing. You're not gonna be able to clean this mess up, man. Now there are a lot of things that can be done on the local level. Now I'm not gonna dismiss that. The local elections are cool, But once you kind of get the mayor, it's still you got some juice as a mayor, but there's certain things still that's kind of iffy in my opinion. Anything above mayor, you start getting into those levels, it's too corrupt. If Scarface couldn't win in Houston, they not letting rappers in politics. Well, Scarface, he was up against a lot of people who were not necessarily interested in the fact that he was Scarface the rapper, because what happened is people would look at a Scarface who ran for I think city council. I think Willie D was getting ready to jump in and run, but you have these people who have this mindset that they ain't qualified. These little hood rapper dudes ain't qualified. They don't know. They wouldn't know what to do if they did get in office. You have people that think like that, but the so-called qualified politicians ain't qualified, or they corrupt. So a lot of people would think that a Scarface or a Willie D are not qualified, but it's also people that would look at a Scarface and a Willie D and they would be scared to death for them to get in office, because they would know, well, nah, these dudes ain't politicians at all. These dudes ain't traditional politicians. These are dudes who would come in and, like the brother just said, start trying to legitimately clean house. Look, man, we ain't putting up, let's get this right. And in a lot of cases, they don't want the house cleaned, because it's so many things that go on, man, in these political arenas, that people have corruption, that people have benefited from, little little money cuts and licks here and there that people have benefited from for years and years and years. They don't want to mess that type of stuff up, man. And if somebody come in and start really trying to clean this thing up, and that's just my opinion. So it's several reasons why they would keep people out. Mm-hmm. I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it, man. Viter need a black mayor. Who gonna vote? Who gonna vote him in? Who gonna vote the black mayor in Viter? Yeah. Shine got huge into politics. Where? He didn't do it in America. Murder One say, put me in, coach. You'll take the job, Murder? Local rapper Murder One arrested for embezzling $2 million of the taxpayers' dollars as the new mayor. Nah, but I don't want none for me, thanks. Genuinely curious as to your opinion of old world history per se, aka lands here in America before, hold on, moving too fast, it was founded. Stories of gilded cities and giants. Some call it a global empire. Um, in a nutshell, we living on stolen land. We're living on stolen land. Let's just call it for what it is. On different levels. Land that was jacked from the Native Americans. I personally live in Tejas, land that was jacked from Mexico. So the version of history that we get is not reflective of what actually happened or how it actually happened, because those who conquered the land and conquered the people of the land, the original people of the land, they also, in doing so, they conquered the narrative, and they gained the ability to alter the narrative and make it to be suitable to them. Now, as far as gilded cities and giants and all that, I'm not really sure I know what you're talking about, but maybe you go more into detail. I may know where you're going with it. Did you and Pimp C do a song? No, me and Pimp C never did a song. We never worked together. Yeah, Murder One's still up because he ain't got nowhere to go tomorrow. But usually that don't mean nothing. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Dollar Bill. He usually still sleep. Hmm. Here is that mind blower walk or jog around River Oaks. You better sprint through River Oaks if you look like me. European Americans, Drought said European Americans be making their own rules. Absolutely. And they change as they go along. Trying to tell you. Hmm. All right, man. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. Drop your locations in the chat box, and I'm gonna shout y'all out. I'm gonna get back to work. Lur Fate is in Philly. OG Critic said, I'm at work right now. Hey, that's good, man. Hey, look, I can help you pass the time away. Bubba Seas in Beaumont, Clayton, and Columbus. Hustle Man said the Bible and Quran tried to warn us, bro. It's tried and still is trying. Brandon 91 in Wisconsin. Jacob in Syracuse, NY. Appreciate you, man. Drought out there in H-Town. Southeast Shadows. Mike is in Edmonton, Canada. Man. My brother Oceda's in Waco. Artist Mimic. What's that? You just put a little island out there? Zim 1K in Bulgaria. Bulgaria. I don't know if we ever had anybody from Bulgaria. KS is in Temple, Texas. Instinct in Cape Town, South Africa. Hustle Man, you in Minnesota? You out there where it's real cold. You in the real cold. OG Critic said I'm on Earth. San Marcos, yeah. Thideman is in Baytown. Any future projects you're working on with any local H-Town rap? Yeah. Well, you know, we just finished the South Park Coalition album. That's getting ready to drop. Getting ready to do a video for one of the singles. But I'm getting ready to start a project. I've been in the works with, just in talks with one of my SPC brothers, Ryan Felon. Me and Ryan Felon getting ready to do a project together. So what is this? Almost December. Early next year, we'll probably drop that. So yeah, that Ryan Felon K-Rino album. Batwing, Texas. I know the Batwing Queen ain't up in here. Where's she at? Only one person I know that make barbecued bat wings and sauteed possum feet. Man, it's already snowing in Minnesota. All right, we'll say you create X. I've been watching your live talks, but every time I go to my friend's house, he's bumping your music. Hey, he my friend now then. That's a good friend. Make sure he get the new one. Audio Optics. Me and Nip been talking about making an album for 10 years now. It'll happen one day. That's my email address. Lurf. Man, y'all up in that Midwest, man, getting that snow. The boys are wearing shorts out here today. What's the hold up on what album? The SPC album? If that's the album you're talking about, we trying to get a single out first. We get a single out, then we're gonna push the album. Asian Man is in Rhode Island. Oh, okay. With Gangsta Nip. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. All right, man. Let me get out y'all way, man. The clock on the wall says that's all, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time. I'll catch y'all again, inshallah, next week. Peace and hair grease.